I am curious, as a longtime journalist, how important do you think these types of interviews, these types of media appearances are? Because if you watch the interview, she was grilled, to your point, about everything from the economy, immigration, foreign policy, Donald Trump, and she was fact-checked heavily. So Donald Trump didn't, he forewent that opportunity. Do you think that's a disservice to the American people? And does this change hearts and minds, do you think?
Well, it does tell us a lot about where we are right now in terms of politics and in terms of media. In terms of politics, everything's changing. It's so hard for a campaign to reach a huge audience. Once upon a time, 60 Minutes was just one of many programs where huge numbers of Americans would watch every week. Today, 60 Minutes is kind of an outlier. It's this almost 60-year-old broadcast that still manages to be among the highest rated shows on television, draws over 8 million viewers. So you could say, like, why would Donald Trump not go and grab those viewers? But at the same time, as we all find that we maybe have arguments at home about which streaming services we're going to subscribe to, because everybody has a certain show that they need Paramount Plus for, or they need Netflix for, or whatever. How do you get those viewers? And one of the things that the campaigns are doing is they're doing podcasts. And a podcast has as you mentioned, a very specific style, a very specific audience. So in the case of Trump, he can go on some very conservative podcasts and appear to, be with it, be hip, he gets it. He's not doing the Today Show, he's doing this podcast. And Kamala Harris going on Call Her Daddy is, certainly some people said, what are we doing talking about politics on this show? Even some of the listeners were kind of thrown by it. But at the same time, she's getting in front of a lot of people who probably don't always watch 60 Minutes and may not be fully engaged in the campaign. And they certainly probably are not sitting down every night watching, Fox News in primetime or MSNBC either. So she has found that, there's a lot of different podcasts, she can go and talk to. She did Howard Stern, she did The View. She's reaching different groups of people. She's done a lot of local radio and, in markets where she needs those voters, swing states. And it does tell you a lot about where they think she needs to spend her time. And in many ways, it's not the way candidates of, 12 years ago, 16 years ago would have done it.